Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Bitcoin report for Monday the 7th of June, and this is the hopeful count that most Elliott people have, in that having an A and a B and a C wave here for wave 4, and then pushing higher from this point. Now that's still in play. However, we have to remember that the indices, the indexes, there's a couple of different indexes, of course. There's the total market cap, and also Ethereum have moved down really from this top area through here and have created 5 waves down here. So in their cases, let's just have a look at Ethereum for a moment. So with Ethereum over here, just let me get this into play here a little bit better. So just in a bit of a nutshell, with Ethereum from the top here, we got 5 waves down here. So we'll get some sort of corrective pattern and then another 5 down through here. So they're both in corrections. It's just that Bitcoin started much earlier. But the takeaway here is that because we got 5 here, that means that after some correction, whatever correction that we get, we should get another 5 down. Now, it could get more complicated than that, but the takeaway here is that because we got 5 here, that means after correction, we'll get another 5. Now, with Bitcoin here, we had started a month early and we had this move down, so we could label it as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here for this. But if we, and we'll look at this pattern here and we'll continue to work on it. But if it does drop lower, then we'll be looking at a pattern like this here. So if this drops lower, let's say, then takes out this low or this low here, then we're going to have 5 waves down here. And in that case, if we've got 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here, then because we got 5 here, then we're going to have a correction in 3 waves, and then another 5 waves down. So in both cases, we'd be looking, well, if we're going to make a new low here, then the numbers would be 28,000. 25 and 23, so any of those numbers would be fine. Normally, if the extension's in wave 3, then wave 1 here will be roughly the same size as wave 4, so we could measure it in that way. There's some other Fibonacci relationships that we can look at as well, but the point here is that if we do come down here, then that will, in the bigger picture, that will give us 5 waves down, and then we have to go 3 up, and then we have to go for another 5 down. So I don't know if that's just the case yet. Ethereum's holding up quite nicely. But let's go in and have a bit of a look at these. So I'll just leave that there for the time being, and we'll look at Ethereum first because it's a little bit more positive, and that will give us a bit of a mirror image for Bitcoin as we go in. So we know we've got 5 waves down here. We're looking for an ABC to come up in the box here. It may not reach the box. We may, this is what I need to talk about. We need to talk about this structure. So let's go in and do that. So on the 4-hour chart here, there'll be a better way to explain it. So we can still have this as wave, this move up from the low here. We can have it as wave A here and wave B, and we can go up for wave C here. So wave C would be, copy this, would be over here for this. We can remove some of this here now. And we would need to call this wave 1 here and 2 here, and then wave 3, 4, and 5. It won't be that elaborate up there, but it'll be something like this, and that would be wave B. Now the other point here is that if I just move this over here for this, and put that wave 1 here, then we could put this wave B here. Because we've got, you can count very clearly that we've got 5 waves here. That's not a problem. So we could put wave C on this top here with wave B, and that would be the end of it. And then we go down from that point. but we'd need a clean break below the 2,500. And then we would look at this as, you know, wave 1 coming down here and wave 2 and so on, and 3, if that was going to be the case. So let's just go in and have a closer look at this this little area through here. So from the B, we've got the A wave, the B wave. This A wave can also sit quite comfortably here as well, as Kitty Upon noted. So this move here, we've been counting it as sort of bullish, which is still okay. It's hanging in there as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Now, it could be counted as an A wave to here and a B wave and a C wave, but it counts better as an impulse wave, either wave 1 or wave C here. This move here, from this low to the high here, this is the 50-60% retracement level. I had wave 2 here, but now I can move it over here, and then look at this here. So, you know, this could also be counted as down for 1, back for 2, down for 1, back for 2, and then just drop from here as well. So, you know, a move through the 2,500, let's say, that would place it in a bearish position at that point, wouldn't it? So, we'll take on that. But any move higher than this wave B top here, technically that would put it into a more positive play at that point. It does look like we could count this, well, we could count it up in both ways. So let's just put this here and here. So that's the 50-60% area through here. So if it's going to fail, that's where it's going to fail from. So you could also bring this and put a, you know, if you're a trader, you could go long at that point there. But otherwise this could just fail from here and move down. But yeah, that's sort of where it sits at the moment. So we could have this, if Bitcoin's going to roll over, so we need to consider this being the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave here for the B wave, and then down for the C wave at that point. So, yeah, that's where it is at the moment, really. We'll just go to the tick chart to see if we can, I'll go to 20 ticks, so to see if we can pick that up from that point. It could be bullish, but we don't really want to see it making any more lows because it looks like it's 5 waves to this point here, or this point. So that's probably the A, the B, and the C here. So 1 and 2 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, so that's third wave, fourth wave. Oh no, you can count 5 waves to there, that's okay. So we could do that. We could put, we'll just count this anyway. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, I've just rushed this a little bit. Looks like 5 waves here as well, but we wouldn't want that low to come out. This also looks like 5 waves here as well. That could probably be counted differently, I guess. It's a nice C wave though because it's lazy. So anyway, that move off the low there can be counted in 5 waves to the upside. But so if you're going to go long, then above here would be okay for that. Just coming back to the hourly chart though. So we just counted that up there, and we could view that as, let's just get this here. So wave 1 here and wave 2 sitting in here. Obviously, if this low gets, if this low gets taken out here, right, then you kind of know that we're on the downside at that point. But the trade setup would be over here for this, so you'd get a bounce off here for sure, and then you'd get that move down here, and then that would be the short trade at that point. Yeah, so look, that's basically the two situations here. I mean, Ethereum's got a much nicer count than Bitcoin. I mean, Ethereum's got a nice 5-wave structure making a new low here. Bitcoin can be counted in 3 waves or 5 waves, but I prefer to look at it in 5 waves because of Ethereum. And yeah, and the A, the B, and the C here for this. So let's just see which way it goes, really. We just need to just be a little bit more patient. I know that I haven't been very helpful on this low through here, but I've made mistakes, but that's all part of the process. So we'll just keep at it. That's the main thing, to be persistent. So yeah, look, that's where we are at the moment. This can be an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here. Even on Bitcoin, this doesn't count very nicely up here as 5 waves. So I've got Bitcoin looking more like a triangle pattern because it counts better like that. But let's just see. This really needs to pick up from here. If it rolls over here, then you know that it's bearish at that point. But even so, we're still, you know, even at the best side of things, even if this is wave 1 here, can that be anything else? Can we get an A and a B and a C here for a B wave and go up? Because we haven't really reached the 50-60% retracement level area here yet, you know. We'll see. Anyway, we just got to wait for a session. Let's go back to Bitcoin and look at Bitcoin here. So let me just go to the tick charts so we're on the same page a little bit. That would be a good start. So on this tick chart, I've got it in 2 different ways here. I've got it that we can look at it in this regard as an A, B, C, D, and E wave here for wave 4. That's possible. And then we just go down from that point. We could also look at this here, by the way, copy this and put wave 4 over here for this as well, because we've got, this could be counted as an impulse wave here and then a corrective wave here. But it's a little bit large for that, but I think it's just worth noting, and we'll just keep it in the background for the time being. This doesn't count very nicely here as 5 waves, as I've mentioned before, because wave 4 is overlapping wave 1. But we've seen overlap before, so we've got to take that with a pinch of salt, and we've just got to kind of be a bit philosophical about it. In this case, the market has moved, you know, I counted this down here before as the A, the B, and the C wave here for this. It has made a new low below the 61.8%, but because Ethereum has made this type of low and stayed above it, then I've done the same for Bitcoin here as well. So looking at Bitcoin on this low here for this. So we don't really want this low. We don't want to see a new low below 35,000. If that's going to be the case, then we know that we will be going down at that point, because if I do count this the same as Ethereum up here as wave 1 here and back for wave 2, then of course we need to see this move up from this point. I mean, this is not a bullish triangle, by the way, just for new folks, because new folks are sometimes a bit unsure about, well, it's a triangle pattern, it's going to break out, but which way is it going to break out? Because basically a triangle is a corrective pattern, and it's a continuation pattern. It's a continuation of the trend. So if the trend is coming down and you get some type of correction here, then this correction is in line with this trend here, so it will break to the downside. If the market was moving up and the triangle was this way, or the corrective pattern or the continuation pattern was that way, then it would break to the upside. So that's why we'd look at it coming to the downside So yeah, look, let's just wait and see how this plays out here. I don't have any clear answers at this particular point. Obviously with Bitcoin, it looks weak, but we need to be careful because Ethereum is still in a positive place, and it could certainly break to the upside. And just when you think just when you think this is going to be dropping down here, it picks back up. So we just need to be a little bit careful. The 35,000 here would be quite important, because you can see that, well, down here it really dropped quite low below that. Here it dropped less below that. Here it dropped less below that, and now it's sitting on there, right? So it's like sort of perfect in a way, sitting there. But if it breaks at this time, then certainly taking this, if this is 5 waves here and it breaks this low here, then that would be the one that would be the confirmation that the market would be moving lower at that point. But taking that wave out here is quite close. But on Ethereum, it's like a long way off, isn't it? Taking that low out here. So yeah, look, that's about it, guys and girls. Yeah, I'm sorry I haven't been a fantastic help down the low here, but we meet problems and we have to work through them, and that we're just continuing to do that. I guess the upside thing, as I've always said, is, the 40,000 is the closest, largest number when this is all going on. So we'd need that as support. We just don't have that as support for, to confirm a move higher. And obviously the 30,000 here for that. It's kind of nice if it does come down further for all of this. I mean, it'd be nice if it just goes straight up and everybody makes a lot of money, but I just feel that this whole blockchain, Bitcoin industry is just really starting, I mean, especially when this weekend was really quite interesting, wasn't it, with the Miami conference on. So we're able to watch that on YouTube and LinkedIn. So thanks, guys, for that, because that's very educational for all of us. Those people speaking, and when they're talking, they weren't really talking about blockchain so much, but you could see that the things that they're building on the blockchain, it's just still so new. They haven't resolved a lot of the problems. So, this bump here is, yeah, sure, it's different this time than this one here, but really, is it different? It's the same story, different people, so yeah, another collapse in here. I just see them like penny stocks. It's the building process, and this thing's just waking up. This giant is just waking up. So for the new people that come in here late, like myself, that were buying, at 10,000 all the way up, I mean, I would love to see it come back down to 20,000, because that's we're all probably in the same boat, in terms of amounts of money. And we need time to gather that money to stack these sats, and having it back down at 20,000 would just be an opportunity for all us new people that have come in, later in the scene, all these other people that have been in here, buying at $1,000 or below that, and have been through 15 odd corrections, because they're all pretty much the same. They're way ahead of the game. So if we could get another price point down at 20,000, that will enable us to make a real effort to get some coins at this point. So I see it as an opportunity. I've got a 10-year view, so I'm happy to spend a year down here, so to speak, from the top here, so to speak, a year or so, collecting coins, collecting shells, and then it'll be set for the next trend. So I just see it as an amazing opportunity for us. So don't be disappointed if the market drops lower. I mean, really, just hold on your coins, don't get shaken out, and just keep collecting. The folks that trade leverage, well, they're a different in a different zone, and they'll just be traders in that space. But for us new people holding, I just sort of really speak for myself, that have purchased down here and all the way up here, then I'm happy to see it down here. I mean, I've learnt a lot, all of this, and I was really wanted to go through one of these corrections, and now that we're in it, it's keeping a stable mind and a steady mind. And this will, whatever happens to the Bitcoin miners as well, this is what's happening to them as well. Those mining companies will just reflect Bitcoin's price, and slightly Ethereum's as well. That was kind of interesting. I think we'll just have a look at that. So this first one is Riot here, and I've got it as an A wave and a B wave to here, and then wave 1 and 2 here, and then looking at this as 1, 2, 3 here, and 4 here and 5 here for the third wave here, the fourth wave here, and the fifth wave here. Now there is the possibility that this, just copy this one, copy that one, clone that one rather. It's possible that that's sitting here as well with 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here. So it's possible that there is a low here, and we'll see that on Mara. With Mara here, we've been looking, well, I sort of looked at it a little bit differently here with Mara. So I've got it as wave 3 over here and wave A here, and this is in 3 waves here, this move. And I can't put that as a C wave in here. So not with an impulse wave to that point. So it has to be an ABC here. So then with Mara here, we can look at it as 1 and 2 here, and 3 here, and 4 here, and 5 coming down here for this being in place here. So it's possible to have a low in place for these miners. I'll just have a look at Grayscale as well, because that felt like it had, it's got the same sort of pattern as Mara here, but slightly different. But in this case, we could look at this from the top here, the hourly chart, as an A wave, a B wave, and then 1 and 2 here somewhere. 2 to there, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's right, 3 there. And 4 here, a bit dodgy, and then wave 5. So in case of Grayscale, we still got another move down here. I don't know how this plays out. Here's an A and a B and a C wave here, and then a move down. But we could expect that's the length of wave 1 here. So we could just drag that. Oh no, this doesn't do that very well. So I'll take that to there. So that would end up, Grayscale could be down at $20 here based on wave 4 being here, but I probably see there's an ABC here for the B wave, and would need to see like a little move in here first and then down here, something like that. So with Grayscale, I can see that there's further downside, and that would move with obviously Bitcoin, because it's a Bitcoin product. So it doesn't have, from this top here, it doesn't have 5 waves down here yet. Do you know what I mean? So we got 1 and 2, which is obvious. 3 here. We got 4 starting. There could be a bit of a rally here for that to be over here, because it looks like a B wave in here, and then down for the C wave. So there's another low to be had here for this. I'll just have a look at total as well for a moment here. So this is the total crypto total market cap here. So all the cryptos, but in this case too, it's a bit ugly here, but we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down here. So we've got 5 waves here too. So we're looking for some sort of correction over here to come back into the box here and then down. We haven't reached the box, as you can see from here. So it's possible that this is completed here and this wave C here, if I can get my fingers on it. Not that it matters that much, but yeah, that wave C can be sitting over here for that. So because we've got 5 waves up here, but we've only just really come to the high here for that. So you know, maybe this is going to get all a little bit sort of uglier as well in here for this. So let's just go to the 5-minute chart and pick it up from this low here and then have a little look at this here. I mean, can it get any sort of more complicated from here? Can it, you know, if we looked at this as the A wave here and then an A and a B and a C wave for the B wave here and then up for the C wave, you know, that's the kind of stuff we've got to think about. So on the 5-minute chart here, where this will come into perspective a little bit better, because I think I even was counting this on the 1-minute chart. So, I mean, the move up from the low here, say from this low here, counts quite nicely as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, but 4 also just sort of overlaps wave 1 a little bit there. Ethereum it doesn't, Bitcoin it does. So then looking up at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can count 5 waves up. So we could put wave C there, which would be this wave C, or we could look at this as wave 1 here. But if it was wave 1 here and we're pulling back to wave 2 here, then it doesn't count very well. Like in this move here, for example, I can see that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here already, but I know that we'll have to look at all of this as 1 and 2 here and 3 down to here and 4 to here and 5 to here. So if this low here gets taken out, the same with the other ones, then we're going to be in a bearish, well, in a more complicated correction, which will be bearish anyway, or we're going to be just pushing up from here. So this next low here really is the limit of it all at this point. So yeah, this is the total market. So yeah, we'll just see. We'll just have to wait and see how this plays out. So yeah. Taking this B wave out here would make this as an A and a B and a C wave here. The other point here, I guess, is that, you know, can this be 5 waves down here as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here and 5 here? Well, it hasn't overlapped wave 1 here, so that's possible. So in that case, we would, if we're looking at it as a bearish thing, then we would have to see it come back to the 50-60% retracement level, which is in here. So this is also where it could fail from here. Right, so let's just clean that up. So the market may just move to this box and then drop from there. So that's something else you need to be mindful of. But taking this B wave out here is really what would make it bullish at that point. Okay, so yeah, just narrowing it down a little bit and having a look around the block to see what the other markets are doing a bit. So yeah, there we go. So yeah, not a lot of help, but let's just continue to monitor the situation and try to figure it out. Alrighty, cheers.